business therapist and mindset coach. We are here live for the Leadership Plus Lifestyle Meets Legacy series. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay, so I know that you were here. I got my girl Troya Monet coming through. It's about to go down. All week, I've been tapping in with bright minds, brilliant women, celebrating Women's Herstory Month, not History Month. And y'all, I am so hype. I've been on since 7 p.m. It's 8:30, and I have two more amazing women coming. And listen, this is literally synergy. You want to know why? Because we're talking about leadership. I see my girl in the waiting lounge. Pull up. Boom. I think that leadership is an internal thing. It's not about title. It's not about position. It's not about money. It is an internal way of being. I got my girl Troya coming through. While we're waiting on her, drop me your city. Let me know where you're tuning in from, y'all. Because one thing that I love about social media, we can connect with people all over the world, baby. And hey, love.
Hello, hello.
Happy New Year. This is the first time we connected since the New Year.
I think so.
Wow. First of all, let me say I'm loving the content.
Thank you.
I'm loving the content. Especially when
when
you was cooking up the chat. I said, oh, sis and her bag, baby.
Yes, we got to do it. It's the new year. I set some goals for myself. I can't let myself down, so we got to get it done.
Amen. Which is a part of being an effective leader, being self-aware of where you want to go, mapping out a plan, and thugging that thing out. Yep. Okay? So listen, I know I see all your people come through. I'll introduce myself and I'll have you do the same because you know we got a couple on my side too. Don't get it twisted now.
Do it.
So guys, if you don't know me, I'm LaShawna West, your business therapist and leadership coach, and I help you get out of your own way so you can live the life that you crave and build a business that does not hold you back. A lot of times we are a slave for making the money, making the coins, doing the business, and we don't get to enjoy it. And so I'm like your accountability partner, your homegirl, but also tough love to let you know how you might be shrinking so you could go from shrinking to soaring. And I'm so excited to chat with my girl Troya today. Troya, who are you, sis?
Hello. Hey, y'all. Hey, I am Troya Monet. I am your content and social media bestie. I help business owners and content creators build brands online, monetize their brands, and also build out communities. So super excited to be here.
Love it, love it, love it. So what made you interested in this topic, leadership, when I said, hey, sis, I need you to pull up. I'm talking about leadership, da-da-da. What made you say, oh, yeah, count me in?
I feel like since I have, started really taking, building my personal brand online essentially more, I feel like I have to go through and talk about leadership because once you are like going through and you're providing your audience with value, now people are looking at you as a leader. So it goes far beyond just being a leader to your team, employees. I feel like it's a lot bigger than that too, especially like your audience and your community looking at you as a leader. So
most definitely. Sure. I like that you shared that, and it makes me think of how people assume a leader is your title, your role, and your position. And what I've learned is it's internal. It's an essence. It's the reason why certain brands reach out to you and want to partner.
Yeah.
It's the reason why certain businesses and speaking engagements say, hey, LaShawna, we would love for you to serve our audience. If you're not positioning yourself in a professional manner or as a leader, that not only cuts your coins, but it cuts your impact.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And the reason why I want to lean into leadership is because I literally just changed my title from mindset coach. Mindset is a part of leadership. How you think, the way you're wired, and how you process is going to be indicative of how you show up, which in result is your leadership style, right? So tell me this, because I know you left corporate how long ago?
It's so crazy because I forgot my anniversary. I have to make a post. My anniversary was 2 days ago. It's been 3 years.
Girl, what is you? Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you forgot because I was the same way. Oh, it's been 16 months. It's been 24 months. Why are we tracking? Just be.
Yeah.
Just flow. Because
Yeah.
in my opinion, some may disagree. For me, it was a part of the scarcity of me.
Yeah.
Dang, it's been 2 years. Let me pinch myself.
Right.
Sis, nothing's broken. Everything's fine. You're safe. Should you celebrate? Most definitely. But do we got to keep tracking? Nah. We good. We good, right?
Right. Because I completely forgot.
That's because you've been focused.
So focused. Yeah.
You've been zoned in. I love it. So the series is called Leadership Plus Lifestyle Meets Legacy. I love the lifestyle that you are building and the woman that you are becoming. I literally met you 2 or 3 years ago, and you was already doing the thug thizzle, thriving out. But I feel like in this season, I see you really lean into your full authenticity and not caring about what's going on around you. Does that sound about right?
That's what it is right now.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. I feel like right now, like I just posted about it today. I made a post about like why do we care so much, right? Like why are we seeking validation from people who have no motion? Like you worried about your auntie them, your mama and your cousin them, and they do the same thing every single day, and they have no motion about themselves, and we're looking at these people for validation. And sometimes when you really sit back and you think about it, it's like, why do I care so much? And I feel like I'm in a season right now where I just really don't care about what anybody has to say, what anybody has to think about my content or, anything like that. Because if you really think about it, like we're put here to be on a mission to do something. Yeah. And I can't allow me looking or seeking validation from other people hinder me from accomplishing my mission. I just can't.
I also think that your influence and impact is bigger. It gets bigger when you are not worried about everybody else and you're not in a box of, well, you're supposed to launch like this. You're only supposed to post this amount of times. What happened to creativity and curiosity? And I think when it comes to leadership, trusting yourself, trusting your judgment, but also giving yourself grace that it may not do what you wanted to do, but the win is you saying, you know what, I'm going to do what serves me and my audience instead of what everybody else thinks is going to work.
I feel like that's like a big part of it too. It's because like you said, being a leader, it has so many different hats almost. Because it doesn't have to always be, we talked about this like at the beginning of the call, like it doesn't have to be you being a leader in the sense of you running a team or running this operation or, being a business owner and having the CEO hat on. I feel like it's so much bigger than that. Because if you want to go through and especially be in the industry I'm in when it comes to just like being a creator or anything like that, people are looking at you as a leader and they're looking at you as like their unsolidified mentor. Like I was just talking about you actually in my YouTube video today. You probably don't even know that I said this. Yeah. And I was saying how like you're like one of my unsolidified mentors in a way. Cause like I can come to you and I know you're going to tell me the real, the raw. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like it's just one of those things where when you are putting yourself out there, especially in the industry of social media, like you are taking on that leadership hat because all the other people who are following you, who are engaging with your post almost, they are basically like your little mentees who are unsolidified, essentially.
Exactly that. And I love you. You're so bright. And I'm not saying you're a youngin', but what you're saying right now, there's 40 and 50-year-olds that don't have that understanding, right? And one thing I also love about you, Troy, is that you make sure to invest in self. Whatever that looks like, whatever it looks like for you, you invest in self. And one thing that I know about investing in self, we pay one time, but the knowledge never leaves us and it gets enhanced and you get to rinse and repeat.
Talk about it.
That takes emotional intelligence to process and work through that money mindset block. Because don't get it twisted. When I first started in the game and I was in corporate, I didn't want to pay $97 for something. And guess what happened?
It's people still like that.
Okay.
Wow.
And I get it though, but guess what happened? I seen myself on the sidelines with people, and then the next year I seen those same people hitting money milestones and doing all the things, and I was still on the sideline because I ain't want to swipe for $100, right?
Mm.
Mind you, whether it's $1, $100, 1,000, because my largest investment so far has been like 28K. And I'm not bragging, but what I'm saying is I went from tripping over $100 to 28K, what some people make in a year. How? Because I had to have a come to Jesus conversation with myself and say, LaShawna, put your ego to the side, because you think that you're paying this person, but you're not. You're paying yourself. We don't invest in people. We invest through them because they have the hack or the roadmap or whatever, and we get to rinse and repeat that information that never goes away. What was your relationship with money initially before you was on your investment trail, which you still are? And when I say investment, y'all, that's not always spending money. Sometimes it's spending time. Sometimes it's spending energy, right? And sometimes it's doing nothing. That's investing in self too.
Right.
Because rest is not a reward.
Like,
so let me be quiet. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I feel like with me, I can't really remember a time where I wasn't open to investing into my knowledge, to be honest. Like, I went to college, of course, that's a large investment, you know? So I went to college, so I'm already understanding the fact that I have to invest in myself for further education. So I remember being like a senior in college and paying to go to like networking events and conferences and different things like that. I remember during the pandemic, before my YouTube channel blew up and, different things like that, I remember paying for classes and master classes and webinars and ebooks and different things like that. I really don't remember a time where I wasn't open to investing. And I feel like the reason why is because I think Neo says this all the time. He says, when you pay attention. And when I first heard that, that's why I'm always open to going through and investing. Because how many people we got on here? About almost 20 people. I promise you, almost every single one of us has an ebook or a webinar that was a free download that ain't none of us ever opened.
Or even a freaking course.
A course
or
that you never opened.
There's people who've paid $5,000 and $10,000 for programs that didn't finish or didn't open and do the work.
That's crazy.
So honestly, in my opinion, well, first of all, thanks for your honesty. You're like, I ain't never struggled with that. Thank you for your honesty. But it's not even about the money. You want to know what it's about, Troya?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Worth. You don't think you're worthy of the investment. You don't think that you're enough to put it on the line. So instead, we reframe it as if, oh, it ain't worth it. I'm not going to pay that person. But it all stems from how you feel inside and how you value yourself. Are you worthy enough? And I will tell you, yes, you are. Now, mind you, none of these conversations are planned, love. I don't write down these questions. I just flow with the energy. And this is where we're at. And we're talking about it for a reason, because here we are in the third quarter, right? Can y'all believe that it's almost 2025? I'm not trying to fearmonger. I'm not trying to put pressure on you. But one thing that's consistent is time is going to go, and each day is going to go. So with us knowing that, I want to ask you guys in the chat, who are you becoming, and are you happy with it? That's it. Because this is not about money. This is about you being happy and living your fulfilled life. Money's a byproduct. It's a result.
And I love that you said that too, because I feel like that's so important. I was doing some research and it says that 92%, this is actually sick, and it's actually very crazy that 92% of people give up on their New Year's goals in February. Isn't that crazy? In February, 92% of people give up on their New Year's resolutions that they set out for themselves, their goals, in February. That is wild. Like, you didn't even give yourself the first quarter.
Right.
Like, you was just like, I'm done. That's crazy when you really sit and think about it. And that's why sometimes, like, a lot of us, our goals from the previous year, guess what they do? They get put on the next year. And then the next goals, they get put on the next year. And it's like, when you really sit and think about it, that how many of the goals that you had migrated to the next year?
Yeah, so Nail Me Period said, because it's just hype. I'll also add, and I don't know how thorough your research was, I think it's because most of the goals are connected to losing weight and physical, when we all know it starts here. So if the goals were more habit change and mindset versus I want to lose 50 pounds, I want to go to the gym 5 days a week, are you changing the other things in your life to enable that? And most times it's no.
And
so,
they're too big. They're too big to start off with. That's usually another thing that it is too, is the goals are way too large. So it's like, you can't say, that's why I tell people all the time, they're like, I want to get consistent with posting on social media. And they're like, I want to post every single day. I'm like, first of all, you're not even posting one time. They're not even posting one time a week. Let's start
realistic.
there.
Yeah.
It's not realistic for us to go from not posting at all to posting every single day. We got to go through and do this gradual change. And I think a lot of people, they bite off way more than they can chew in the beginning. And now they're like, I can't even do it. The goal that I wrote down, I can't do it because they didn't start off that small enough. You know what I mean?
It's not realistic. I mean, think of the SMART elements: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based. You reminded me of something. So I help entrepreneurs start and launch their businesses, right? And it's interesting when we are working on the launch and we are like 50%, 75% way through, and they're not creating content and warming their audience up. And so I have like I have a conversation. I say, let me ask you a question. If you're not showing up and sharing what we're doing, no matter how awesome this is, they're not going to be able to find you. Do you think they're going to be able to find you if you're not showing up? No. So you're spending these thousands of dollars and paying me to help you do something, but if you don't take the baby steps of putting yourself out there, sharing your voice, so we can collect data, a part of the launch process, how are you going to meet that money milestone or be the biggest t-shirt brand or be a coach and help women do XYZ? There's a disconnect. And I think it's because of these popcorn sensations and this instant gratification of make 6 figures in 6 days, and what's that new Simple Systems where lazy girl this, lazy girl that. No shade. All you gotta do is pay $4.97. No shade. Let me quit. No, let me quit, because I would think about buying it. I'm not gonna cap. I was thinking about buying it. So listen, do me a favor, read that question and let's expound on it.
Yeah, let's do it. Let me see. I'm trying to click the more button. There we go. How do you go from being into survival mode to going into your purpose despite the enemy trying to attract your spirit? Let me read that again. How do you go from being in survival mode to going into your purpose despite the enemy trying to attract your spirit? That's a really good question, LaShawn. I might let you take that one first. I'm thinking.
Yeah, so I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna do what's best for me so I can serve y'all. So let's start with part 1. How do you go from being in survival mode to going into your purpose? Boom. Let's stop right there. Survival mode is out of scarcity. Survival mode lives in fear, worry, doubt. Let's just make this thing work. There's no strategy. There's no intentionality. And most times there's no happiness because you're in survival mode.
Yeah.
So in order to go in your purpose mode, you got to first become aware that you're in survival mode, which you are because you posted the question. And now you said, despite life is life and the dog is dog and the cat's gonna cat. Y'all want me to keep going? Because I will. The devil is attacking. And let me tell you this. If you've already been able to get through some of the roughest, toughest things in your life already, because we all have, from unresolved childhood trauma to being bullied in the past to having a toxic relationship, you've already been able to overcome that. You damn sure can overcome the enemy keyword trying, which I love. You did not say the enemy is attacking. You said the enemy is trying.
Yeah.
So that already knows you're in control. So what I want to share with you, life of Malia, you got to take your power back and have more belief that you can do it. because you've already done it.
Mm-hmm. To piggyback off of that, I think that one thing that you have to go through and do is operate outside of thinking that you're in survival mode. Like, you got to change that mindset from being in survival mode to literally just doing the thing that it is that you're supposed to be doing anyway. Because when you operate, this gonna hit a lot of y'all. When you operate in survival mode, you operate in greed, and people can see when it's greedy because you're in survival mode. You're like, I got to do this real quick so I can get this coin right here. I got to do this real quick so I can do this, and people can tell when you're trying to be money hungry. So you can't really don't operate in survival mode. Operate in the mode that you're trying to go through and do or become or whatever it is that you're trying to go through and do as it relates to your purpose. And I think that you'll see a completely difference there because you're operating in survival mode and everybody's going to be able to see it. It's going to look greedy. It's going to look, hungry. It's not going to look authentic, essentially.
Ooh, girl, that's such a freaking bar. And they can smell it a mile away. And the unfortunate thing is you smell it. And our conscience will start to eat at us because we're presenting one way, but the conscience never lies, right? Yeah. And that's how imposter syndrome is fed. When we are saying one thing and doing another, thinking one thing and doing another. So you have to be honest with yourself. Instead of saying, I'm being in survival mode, I'm growing through it, I'm working through it, I'm making progress on, et cetera, et cetera. Don't claim that survival mode, because once you claim it, it's hard to release it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, girl, I don't know about you, but do you know we almost out of time, and girl,
that went by so fast.
So fast. So check it out. What do you have on the horizon, and how can people tap in? And I'll share the same, because I know you're doing all the things. You're doing so many impactful things. But if someone's tuning in, they're like, man, I want to work with her. I want to know more about what she does. How can they tap in, and what would that be?
Yes. So if you are interested in tapping in with me, I have all of my coaching sessions right now for $40 off. I really want to make sure that you guys are going into the next quarter, Q2, making sure that you're good to go as it relates to content creation, or when it comes to branding, or when it comes to marketing yourself online as it relates to social media, 100%. So all of my coaching sessions right now are $40 off. You can use the code BATCH, BATCH. And you'll be able to get $40 off of your coaching session, making it around like 90 something dollars. And you'll be good to go there. But that's one thing that I'm working on right now, is just making sure that everybody's good to go for Q2, because I feel like Q1 is like one of those months where it's that time period where it's like you're testing things out.
Yeah.
You're trying to kind of get your feet wet into the new year. But Q2, I don't know about y'all, but I'm really about to, y'all think it looks good now. Just wait, because I feel like I kind of got my feet wet in 2024 now, so I'm ready to kind of take things up a notch. And then I'm also working on my content tour as well, so
nice.
Some more insight on that too.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. Yes. For you guys want to connect with me, if you're in Atlanta, I have a multi-purpose content creation studio called Pop Up and Create, and we have events all throughout the month. You also can rent our space out to create content, to host events. Things of that nature. We also have Healing While Building Summit in Atlanta, June 22nd and 23rd. Troy, you better tap in. And then lastly, I'm a business therapist and leadership coach. So I help you reframe your mindset, pinpoint what the block is, and address the block with confidence and with support, so you don't have to continue to be on the hamster wheel. Troya, thank you so much for tapping in, girl. This went like lightning fast. I'm like,
we gotta do this so fast. I'm like, I know, hey, it's 9 already.
I know. And what I love about us is we just have conversations that are so passionate and so impact driven that we don't need a script. Okay, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. No, let's just flow. And that's how you know you're not in scarcity, you're in purpose, because it's in alignment. That's the last thing I want to share for my girl Malia, who asked that question. Well, thank you, love. I'm gonna let you go. My last live is at 9. I've been on since 7.
Oh my goodness. Well, you have fun with your last live. I'll continue to drop these gems for these folks, and I will talk to you later. We need to do another live soon. I'm gonna send you a DM.
Let's get it. All right, have a nice night.
All right,
Guys,
bye.
I'll see you in 5 minutes. I got my girl Sheila Michelle coming through. Man, this was so dope. Listen, if this was helpful, I'm about to post a replay right now. Pop the replay in your stories. Tag me, tag Troya, and make sure y'all follow me if you're not already. Make sure you follow Troya. Okay, period. And I'll see y'all in a minute. Bye.